comes alive. MaxspeedTV, where the races thrive. Tires burn, a crowd leans in. This is where the action begins. Wheels spin, sparks ignite. Under the lights is a fierce fight. Chats alive like a racing heart. Here's a place where legends start. Oh, MaxspeedTV, full throttle run. Broadcasting great chat, second to none. League action racing under the sun. MaxspeedTV, where the fun's never done. Thank you, Chevyland.com. Now hurry, get you one, son. Tell MaxspeedTV sent you. Engines roll, the night comes alive. MaxspeedTV, where the races thrive. Tires burn, a crowd leans in. This is where the action begins. Wheels spin, sparks ignite. Under the lights is a fierce fight. Chats alive like a racing heart. Here's a place where legends start. Oh, MaxspeedTV, full throttle run. Broadcasting great chat, second to none. League action racing under the sun. MaxspeedTV, where the fun's never done. Thank you, Chevyland.com. Now hurry, get you one, son. Tell MaxspeedTV sent you.
Shopping for a new Chevy? Chevyland stands apart from the competition. Explore over 12 acres and more than 260 vehicles with truckloads of savings, like $10,000 off select new 2026 Silverado 1500s, 1.9% financing on Blazer and Silverado, plus the Chevyland Advantage, 12 months complimentary maintenance. That's peace of mind, only at Chevyland. And that's why we're #1 in North Louisiana. Come see the difference for yourself at Chevyland, your Silverado headquarters.
We are almost 10 minutes away from the start of the regular season finale here for the TNT 87 series of season number 2, round number 10 here at Talladega. Tonight sponsored by Jimmy Reynolds and, of course, presented by MaxspeedTV. Hopefully everybody out there had a good 4th of July. We got a pretty good turnout already in chat. A lot of things can happen tonight. We've got not only the points before the drop weeks, but we've also got the points with the drop weeks handy as well. So we will look at both of those and kind of determine, possibly of, who could get in, who mathematically is already locked in. And, it's going to be, I think, a pretty good race out here tonight. Looking at right now, at about 25 or so drivers. Could have a few more pop in. But we're going to dive into it with the pre-race analytics here tonight. An air temp of 71, a track temp of 98. So it is a little warm out there. It could be a lot worse. I mean, we have seen it, 130, 135. So 98, I'll take 98 above 130 for sure. So, tires are probably going to be a problem here tonight. Of course, they do get a total of 5 sets of tires. That does include the set they start with. 45% fuel. We're looking at about 10 to 15 laps on a fuel load here, pit road here at Talladega. 55 miles an hour with a pace speed of 70. I do see Dwayne Corbett in chat here tonight, but Dwayne is also out on the racetrack. And, he is one of the drivers definitely trying to solidify a spot in the top 16. So we're going to look at the top 16 without drop weeks right now, and this is the way it stacks up. This is the points without drop weeks. Rick Siebrands still holding the top spot. Of course, he's holding the top spot in the drop weeks as well, but we'll get into that here in a minute. But Rick Siebrands at 318, Gabe Butler in second at 294. He is 24 behind Rick. Joe Thompson up 5 spots into third at 293, 1 point behind Gabe. Anthony English in fourth at 292, 1 point behind Joe. Mark Mann up a spot into fifth at 290, 2 points behind Anthony. Jason Berg in sixth. He is up 4 spots at 269, 21 behind Mark. Wes Hogue up 2 spots into seventh at 265. He is 4 points behind Jason Berg. I'll get it out in a minute. Vicente Guerrero down 5 spots into 8th at 263, 2 points behind Wes. James Pileski in 9th, down 4 at 253, 10 points behind Vicente. Steve Loving, Matthias Swain coming in tonight according to the points here without drop weeks, tied for the 10th spot. Steve down 4 and Matthias up 2 at 251. Both of them 2 points behind Pileski. Dwayne Corbett up a spot into 12th at 249, 2 points behind Swank and Loving. Larry Johnson, he is at in the 13th spot, up 2 spots at 232, 17 behind Corbett. Nicholas Wing down 3 and 14th at 229, 3 points behind Larry. Brian Elmore and Brent Elmore, this is running out the 15th and 16th here. Brian down 2, Brent up 1. Brian at 224, and he is 5 behind Wing, and Brett Elmore up 1, 218. He is 6 behind Brian. So mathematically, looking at it and talking in Discord here, mathematically, for sure, I do believe the top 8 guaranteed is already in. Now, possibly the top 10, but guaranteed probably the top 8 is going to be locked in for sure, points-wise. Now, when we bring up the point standings here with the drop weeks, this is where it really shows here on, how the drop weeks really play into factor, because you can actually see, you know, how close it really is all the way back to around the, you know, the 16th spot. Now, Shane Ward would be in, according to the drop weeks, in that 16th spot. He is in the last transfer going into next week. But you look at Bubba, he is only 5 points, you know, outside of the cut line. You've got Harold Ralph 318 back, James 19 back, and Adam Kilday 20 back. So, you know, anything can happen. I've seen drivers get in, you know, somebody back there get a win, and somebody ahead of them, you know, has a bad race. It could definitely propel them up into that top 16. I do believe, though, and this is my take, I think the top 10 for sure, possibly locked in. That's just going off of what I believe it is. But, you know, and this is going all the way down to Matthias Swank here in the top 10. So, you know, it definitely, we can definitely see some movement here tonight with, you know, drivers coming and going, you know, where are they going to finish at? Where do they got to finish at to make sure they get in? Who's definitely got to get the win for sure? Of course, just because you win doesn't mean you're in. It just definitely will help you in the points, you know, race. So it's going to be interesting to see who gets into the to the top 16. I do see Eric out there in chat. How you doing, Eric? So I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking to see who's going to be able to get into that top 16, battle it out for the championship for season number 2 here. And, you know, who is going to bring into that trophy here going into, you know, at the end of the final race. So I'm about to see you out there, Eric. How you doing, buddy? Hopefully you had a good 4th here. And, you know, hopefully you got all your fingers and everything. Of course, you play guitar, so you definitely need to keep your fingers if you're going to play the guitar. So we're going to step aside, play our national anthem here tonight, folks. And Qualified will be underway when we come back.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights, oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket track, the bombs busting in air, Gabe moved through the night, yet our flag was still there. Oh, traitors that Star Spangled Banner, yeah, wave for the land under the frame, and the home of the brave.
This is Rio of Madison Rising, and you're watching Max Speed TV.
All right, qualifying underway. Larry Vicente and Joe were the quickest in practice here. We're going to waiting on the first times to start rolling in here. Of course, Talladega, their out lap does not count, so they are going to be fully up to speed on their first full lap here. And Larry, looks like Larry, Anthony, Bubba, Brett, Brian, Matthias, Robert, John Spizek, Harold Rothery, Steve Loving's coming out, Gabe Butler, James Young, Nicholas Wing is out on track as well. James Merritt, Jay Walker, Duke Conrad. We got Hunter Reynolds and Jimmy Reynolds also out on the track. And here we go. Time's rolling in. And at the moment, Gabe Butler up at the top spot. Larry Johnson. Whoa, James Young going into P2 here in qualifying, knocking Larry back to third. Gabe still holding strong in the top spot. Of course, we all, have our eyes set there on the 44. Hunter Reynolds going to P1 here in qualifying. 23 thousandths of a second ahead of Anthony English there in second. So now Jimmy Reynolds going into 10th, waiting on Jason Berg, Ron Walters, Robert DuPont, Steve Loving, waiting on these guys. It looks like Steve just started his lap here. James Mayer going into that, well, it was 12th, and now he's back into 13th. Dwayne Corbett, looks like, is going to be rolling out here. Mark Mann is also out on the track, and I'm not sure why Mark's paint is not showing up. Let me do some refreshing here and see if I can get Mark Mann's paint rolling up here, or unless that's what it grabbed, I'm not sure. But usually he is either in the Batmobile, as we call it, or the Wrangler, one of the two. Steve Loving going into 4th here. 12 mortars for 140 bucks. I mean, that's a little high if you ask me. Almost, what is that, like almost $12 a pop. So, because 12 times 12 is 144. So, it's probably about $11 and something, I guess. Something like that. Yeah. Well, Mark Mann going into 14th, and I'm not sure exactly what the deal is with this paint, but it is not coming out. Well, it looks like the 9 of Dwayne Corbett's Hooters car did come out. He made sure that I refreshed it and everything. So it looks like with a 46.621, that is going to put him up into 5th spot. Well, that's going to be it. Qualified. Hunter Reynolds grabbing the pole out here tonight. Well, let's go ahead and find a Hunter here this evening. All right, Hunter, first and foremost, I got to apologize for Monday because I know I told y'all better be there, and guess what? I wasn't. So,
Hey, don't feel bad. I wasn't either. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, we had a storm blow through and it knocked out the electric. So, it is what it is. So, but, hey, I'll make it back up to y'all. Y'all know I will. But, coming to tonight, man, it's the, regular season finale. I know you're not vying for any, top of points or anything. But, with that being said, you're still out here going to help, teammates and, some friends and do what you got to do. But, it's Talladega, wide track, very fast, a little warm track temps out there here tonight, too. So, how you feeling out there and what are you hoping for?
Pretty good. I mean, the wind, you know how it is, but, I'm just going to keep the tires under me. there's gonna be some wrecking out here. I mean, it's Dega, so we're gonna go
Yeah.
2 and 3 wide and go crazy and whatnot. I'll probably get wrecked before the end of this thing is over, but I'm gonna try to stay out of it the best I can and hopefully stay up front.
Well, remember, you got a fast repair, so if you have to use it, it's there. So, don't take it behind the wall too early out here tonight. But, like you said, yeah, it's Talladega, it's wide, 2-3 wide guaranteed out here tonight. I wouldn't rule out some 4 wide out here with you guys either.
Yeah, definitely wouldn't either. I might stick a gap here or there if I see something, but if I need to. But I mean, yeah, the fast repair helps. Unless I go the whole race and get wrecked on the white flag. But other than that, it does help. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So.
Now, if you get wrecked on the white flag, then at least you held on to it. I mean.
Something like that.
Something like that, yeah. All righty, Hunter. Well, congratulations on the pole. Starting up there with the 44 of Anthony English. Of course, you got Gabe behind you. So it should be a pretty interesting race. We'll see what happens, bud. Good luck.
Yeah, should be a good one. Appreciate you.
Yep. All right. Well, we'll get him back up there with the Team Boot Knocker team up there. And we're going to go ahead and get them on our grid out here tonight. Well, this will be our final starting grid of the regular season. And Hunter Reynolds, well, he'll grab the last pole of the regular season here. And Anthony English going to start on the outside of him in second. Gabe third. Steve Loving fourth. Dwayne Corbett, they're in fifth. Robert DuPont sixth. James Young seventh. Larry Johnson in eighth. And Brent Elmore ninth. And Jason Berg 10th. Matthias Swank in 11th. John Spizek 12th. Brian Elmore 13th, Ron Walters 14th, Mark Mann 15th, Duke Conrad 16th, Jimmy Reynolds 17th, Nicholas Wing in 18th, James Mayer 19th, and Harold Rothery 20th. A.J. Walker 21st, Bubba Winningham 22nd. Now that's going to bring us into our non-qualifiers with Joe Thompson going to start in 23rd, Rick Siebrands in 24, Shane Ward 25th, Vicente Guerrero 26th, Eric Lurie 27th, George Burns 28th, Andrew Schroeder 29th, and rounding out our field here tonight, 30 cars, Joseph Holder there in 30th. So a pretty stacked field out here tonight. Eric, hush. Well, all right. It'll be Hunter Reynolds, of course, that gonna go on green at all times. That pace car will make the elusive dive down to the safety of a pit road. There it goes. Remember, start-finish line at the exit of pit road. They got to go into the tri-oval here, but the OPTNT 87 Series Season 2 Round 10, the regular season finale here tonight at Talladega, sponsored by Jimmy Reynolds. And here we go. Green flag is out. Boogity, 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 folks. We are racing here tonight at Dega. Gonna take them a minute to get up to speed. However, once they get up to the 200, 205, 207, 210, well, they're already over now the 200 miles an hour and going into the turn. 212 miles an hour for Hunter Reynolds. So these guys back here, they're going to be picking up a little bit more speed. Now Anthony English taking over the top spot here. 70 laps here tonight. And they're already going to start maybe doing a little bit of trickery out here this evening. First lap here is going to go to the 44 of Anthony English. 1 lap down and 69 more laps to go here for the regular season finale. Anthony going to go ahead, it looks like, kind of fall back here. And that's going to give the lead back up to Hunter Reynolds, with Gabe Butler in tow, Robert DuPont, Anthony English, Steve Loving, Dwayne Corbett, Larry Johnson, Berg, and Brent Elmore at the top 10 at the moment. We're going side by side and single file for the most part. Back here, middle to the back of the field. You do have side by side. The side by side, I'm not too worried about, here at this track. However, these cars are not easy to turn and they're not easy to drive. So the slightest bump, the slightest hook by anybody, that could definitely be detrimental, not only to that driver who got hit, but to, everybody around them. And, as we say, that is Mark Mann into the wall. No yellow. Everybody is staying straight, but I think Mark pancaked that wall. Oh, he hit the wall as well, and it sent him right down into the inside wall. Ouch. Heavy damage on the 0-4 of Mark Mann. He does have a meatball and no spaghetti to go with it. He is going to be coming down pit road here. We'll see what Mark is going to be. I think Mark is okay mathematic-wise, mathematically, but that is not the way you wanted to start here. Well, we will see if Mark does manage to get down, and it looks like he did get down pit road here, so we will see if he does come back out. Looks like fast repair is going to be used, so I would assume he's going to go ahead and roll out here and get back out onto the track. Single file. I'm going to go ahead and wind down some of these laps. Why not do it? Yeah, no sauce either. Your pick tonight is Dwayne. That is not a bad pick. Dwayne Corbett, I believe, is one of those drivers that needs a solid finish. Not necessarily a win, but I do believe he needs a solid performance here tonight. Getting back, they're in the 12th position behind our tie between Steve Loving and Matthias Swank. I do believe Dwayne needs just a solid finish, and that will, of course, solidify his spot into the top 16. And the 4 races that they are going to race. Now, they only race 4 races, to finalize a champion. So, let me see if I can pull that schedule up here real quick. Yep, I can. All right. So, the chase consists of, like I said, 4 races. We start at the 08 of Daytona. We go to IRSS, and then Daytona Day, and then we'll round it out at Talladega right back here, for the championship. So, yeah, I think Dwayne just needs a solid finish, and I think he'll be okay. Right now, sitting comfortably right there in the 5th spot, right where he started. So, really no major moving going on at the moment. Anthony did fall back into 6th after leading the first lap. And then it's been, right now, all Hunter Reynolds so far. I don't think nobody else has led a lap yet other than Anthony and a Hunter. Looks like we've got Nicholas Wing and Jimmy Reynolds battling back here. That is around that 14th position. So I do have I don't have it hooked up yet, but I do have coming on tomorrow. I do have a battery backup that is going to be hooked up tomorrow. Of course, it don't last very. Oh no, Anthony into the wall. That got everybody kind of messed up there. But it'll give me just long enough to get everything shut down safely. And but I'll get all that hooked up and squared away tomorrow. So give a big, huge shout out to my fiance and good friend Serenity. They picked it up. So tell you one thing, they're not cheap. No, Steven, no, I did not say anything, you know, when it comes to, oh no, oh no, somebody is off pace. Who was that? Oh, that was the 27 of Loving. Oh no. Oh, he got back up on the track. He's all right, falling all the way back to 15th, but, oh, that could have been bad. No, when it comes to stuff like that, Steven, I don't say anything. I'll let y'all do that. If y'all want it to, you know, if y'all want to tell everybody, then that's fine. I think that stuff needs to come out of the mouth of the person that, you know, it involves. So, no, I didn't say anything. Amanda. That's my fiance's name. I know, Steven. I know you don't, but I would just kind of feel bad if I did. You know, I just, you know, to me, that's just personal. Yeah, I've known her my whole life. Basically ever since I was 9, so getting a little bit separated up here after the fiasco. It looks like Larry Johnson at the tail end of the 9-car field up front. Jimmy Reynolds leading a couple of cars. Vicente, looks like Steve Loving has found a spot right here as well. Brian Elmore, Matthias, Brent Elmore, Shane, James, Rick Siebrands, and Nicholas Wing. Rick Siebrands good to go coming into tonight leading the points. He really doesn't have anything to lose but maybe his pride. But he's locked in. He's good to go for the chase next week. So we are now waiting for the first round of pit stops. We are within that window. It is 45% fuel load, so we are looking in between 10 and 15 laps here. And they are 12 laps into this run. So we are in the window for that first round of green flag pit stops. The question is, when are they going to come down pit road? And that is going to be the question. They're going to bank on a yellow? It's a possibility. We are looking at the 90 back here and the 008. That is Dude Conrad, and the 90 of Ron Walters, the 77 of Joe Thompson on the outside. I think Joe's good to go. He is coming into the night third of the point standings, so I think he's okay. He's got it pretty much, you know, locked in. You know, Gabe right now sitting in second here in the race, second in the point standings. I think he's fine. I think Anthony's good to go. Brian Elmore, Brent Elmore, Nicholas Wing, Larry Johnson, Dwayne Corbett, and then Matthias and Steve, I think, need a little bit of work, but I think with a good finish, I think they'll be okay. Yeah, I'm thinking, well, right now they're, you know, lap 14 here, and so it may be, they may be able to go, you know, a lot longer than, I just put it 10 to 15 laps. It might be a little bit longer than 15 laps, but I just put it at 15. We'll see exactly how long they go. It looks like coming out of 4. Well, we are going to have some pit stops here, though, so let's see. John Spizek, good Lord Almighty, the Marlboro 54 machine took a ride. No yellow, but what happened to Spizek here? So it looks like he locked it down, and it's the speed. Oh my gosh. Oh, man. Somebody check on the 54. Ouch. All right. Well, Berg, Walker, Holder, And, of course, Spizek all came down pit road. It looks like we're going to have some more coming down pit road. Looks like we're going to have some hiccups here, too. Oh, Anthony English. Oh, no. Hiccups coming down pit road and more problems coming down pit road. No yellow. Is Anthony just going to sit there and wait on a yellow? Is that what he's going to do? We got a lot of... There is the yellow right there, but I want to find out. We've been having a lot of problems here already tonight. Coming down pit road, we'll check out Anthony here and find out. Looks like the 126 was right up ahead of him. That was Robert DuPont. So let's see here coming down in. Oh, it looks like they maybe was going to come down pit road and Anthony right into the back of the 126, and it kind of hooked them both and sent Robert into the wall, Anthony into the wall. And I think they get connected together again right there. And then we had more issues coming down pit road here. If I can find out who else was having some problems here coming down pit road. Because I know we had more issues here. Looks like, oh, Ron Walters having a problem down pit road here too. So Ron having issues down pit road. And I believe that might have been it. Nope. That would be Schroeder having some issues coming down pit road. So pit road accidents happening here tonight. Wow. Yeah, and Anthony, he just kind of sat right there and waited on that yellow. Wow. Brendan, how you doing? Yeah, where's Ginger at, right? Right? All right, well, it looks like the rest of the group is going to go ahead and come down pit road here. As we are seeing, pit road is busy. Going to take a look at the exit of pit road here. Looks like George Burns has a black flag here. Off of pit road first, it looks like is going to be let's see here. That was trying to find out who that was off of pit road. It was Larry Johnson, it looks like. And then Joe Thompson, James Young, Dwayne Corbett, Steve Loving, Shane Ward, James Mayer, Gabe Butler, Brian Elmore, Nicholas Wing, Matthias Swank, Brad Elmore, Rick Siebrands, Bubba Winningham. George Burns, of course, is coming off of pit road. He does have a black flag, though. So I believe that will have to be served under green. It might be a combination of both, Eric. That was a good one. Well, Mark Mann is still a lap down. Also a lap down is going to be Joseph Holder, the first driver a lap down. Harold Rothery is on the lead lap. Harold, he did not come down. He pitted it about 2 laps ago. So Jason Berg, however, pitted at about 4 laps ago. He didn't come down either with this group. So, different strategy. So that is going to put Harold, he's going to go all the way around the pace car here and go to the tail end. That's going to put Berg, Johnson, Young, Loving, Ward, Butler, Brian Elmore, Matthias Swank, Brett Elmore, and Dwayne Corbett at the moment, rounding out the top 10 here. Everybody, it looks like the 45 is going to have to go to the tail end. Yep, he is staying up high. He's going to let everybody go to the bottom. Beer truck had a sale. Steven. Oh, man. Wow. Well, we've got 17 of you out there tuning in right now, and we've got only 2 likes out there here this evening. Well, make sure y'all smash that like button out here tonight before we get done with the broadcast here this evening. Appreciate everybody tuning in, even those that are not talking in chat. Thank you all so much for the support. All right, well, here we go. It's going to be Berg and Johnson up top here. Coming to lap number 20 of the restart here. And here we go. Green's out. Berg's on the loud pedal, and we are back underway here tonight at Talladega. And, woo, somebody got a little squirrely there. I believe that might have been the 26. Yeah, Hunter Reynolds. He is right in front of Jimmy. Jimmy is a lap down, but nevertheless, we also know how these things play out. We get one caution, and unfortunately, cautions end up playing the race. Hopefully that's not the case here tonight. But, man, they are neck and neck up front here, and they are side by side and bunched up back here, too. Well, if I could stay on them, there we go. Ooh, man, I haven't heard that in a while, Eric. Golly. Oh, no, he's got cooties. Well, that was... Whew. Ages ago. Shane Ward now battling for the top spot here. The 88 of Gabe Butler on the outside. You got Steve Loving on the bottom. Steve has already led a lap here. And looks like the 39 of Shane Ward is going to hold on to lead that lap. So Shane is going to grab a lap here. Started 25th. He is running up at the top spot at the moment. Got some movers coming up back here. Possibly. Seen, oh, that is Dude Conrad, I believe. Dude is a lap down. He is right there with the 9 of Dwayne Corbett. Dwayne is setting in 11th on the lead lap. They are getting awfully dicey in the back, though. Shane still leading. Well, now I say that, Gabe Butler, he is going to lead his first lap here tonight. getting around, not fully around the 39 of Shane Ward, but enough to grab a lap. Now he's got help with the 26 of a Hunter Reynolds. Well, Hunter is no stranger to the front row for sure. And they have got a lot of help out there too. That is the 121 of Berg. Of course, Berg is going to have to stay up there with them in order to get that train moving. That gave Gabe the momentum needed to possibly lead another lap here. And at the line, yep. At the line, Gabe had it. All right, Steven, buddy, get some rest, man. You're going to need it. You're going to need all the rest you can get right now because, you know, once you have your surgery, bud, you're probably not going to get much, if any at all. You're going to be in too much pain. So get all of it that you can now. If you have to, go sleep in the spare bedroom. Oh! Somebody tagging the wall. I'm trying to find out who that was. That was the 42? Oh, somebody is up on the wall again. Oh, that was Joseph Holder in the 45, but I am trying to find out. There was somebody up here. Uh, 126, my bad. That was the 126. That was Robert DuPont. Still duking it out up front, though, Gabe and Shane. Well, Saturday, folks, we've got action then as well as we continue to monitor what's going on the track here tonight. We've still got several races left of the regular season before we get into the playoffs. Well, Saturdays does a playoff format. Thursdays just does a chase format. So we do have the 08 of Daytona coming up Saturday, then IRSS, then Atlanta, then the 08 of Daytona, and then Talladega to, Oh, James Mayer. Oh, no. Let's find out what happened to James here. I heard that. And, oh, no, it looks like he might have got clipped here. I believe he did. I don't know by who. It looks like the 6 might have lost it. I don't know. Oh, it looks like the 6 did lose it. Got on that apron right there. Started to lose it. James was right there. And then it gets clipped again. That sent James Mayer right down into the inside wall. Heavy, heavy damage going to that number 95 machine. Of course, he is on pit road now. James Mayer not in the top 16, but, you know, if you look at it here, he did not need that. He definitely needed a good race out here tonight as we pop those standings up with the drop weeks here. Now, it could change. Things could change. But, you know, James does not have a fast repair left, and it looks like he is coming back out. And he just got a black flag here as well for speeding, it looks like, on pit road. Oh, no. That is going to put him another lap down there as everybody got around. Yeah, it looks like it was cleared. I'm not sure exactly what that black flag was, but anyway, it's gone now. All right, well, Gabe Butler, Hunter Reynolds, Steve Loving, James Young, Shane Ward, Larry Johnson, Jason Berg, Nicholas Wing, Brian Elmore, Dwayne Corbett. At the moment is our top 10. Taking a look at it, 14, 13, 14 laps on this run. We already know, no, somebody is off the track here. That is Jimmy Reynolds. He is gonna go tumbling down the back stretch apron here. Oh, no, man. Oh, are they having fun? Oh, it looks like he hit the wall, and that just shot him right down in the air, caught him. And he goes tumbling. And it looks like we got Berg and Rothery down pit road here. It looks like Rothery is going to already be coming out. So Jason Berg down pit road. Duke Conrad also down pit road. So pit stops are happening. Man. All right, out of turn number 4. Doesn't look like this front group's coming down. All right, doesn't look like these guys are coming down. Don't see anybody else at the moment down pit road. Getting up to that halfway mark here, the completion of lap 35 to lap 36. They're going to be coming around the 121 of Berg here. And Berg is going to stay high. These guys are going to go low. Berg has already pitted. So out of turn number 4. All right, well, Butler. All right. Well, these guys not coming down yet. All right, well, we do have somebody coming down. We got Andrew Schroeder coming down. John Spizek with a black flag entering pit road here. Probably going too fast. Oh, no. This is not the race he wanted for sure. And it looks like John has oh, we've got a yellow, though. A.J. Walker. Oh, no. Boy, he took a hard lick, it looks like. It looks like the wall started that. So rewinding it a little bit. Looks like coming out of turn number, was that turn number 4? Oh, he clipped the apron here, it looks like. Yeah, right there is where it looks like he clipped it. And then he come out of the corner and then got up a little bit too high, right into the wall, and nowhere to go for Bubba Winningham either. Bubba's going to get some damage, but A.J. Walker is going to take a hard lick to that inside wall. Man. And then right back up onto the racing surface, also hitting the outside wall as well. Heavy damage for the 43 machine. Good throwback there from old Richard Petty days. Man, At his age, I think AJ had to tow, but if he did, he does not have a fast repair left either, and he has got a meatball as well. It looks like Jimmy Reynolds also taking his car behind the wall here too. I'm not sure what happened to Jimmy. Well, it looks like he was already on pit road. And just decided to go ahead and, I guess, take it behind the wall. So, unfortunately, starting to drop out here as we enter the halfway mark here tonight. They have been out here now at about 17, 18 laps. So, I do believe they will come down pit road. No doubt about it. Yeah, man. That backstretch and the pits here tonight has been the downfall, I think, so far. We've seen both here tonight being the trouble spots. Now, looking at our, track temp did go up. It is 106, so it is not helping the situation any at all, for sure. All right, off of pit road first is going to be, of the lead cars, it's going to be Gabe Butler, but we did have somebody come off of pit road here. Trying to find out who that was. Not sure exactly who that was. It's the 126, I believe. Yeah, that was Robert DuPont that come out first. But Gabe Butler is going to be our current leader here. Halfway mark here tonight. A big shout out to Jimmy Reynolds sponsoring tonight's race, the regular season finale here at Talladega, the TNT Thursday Night Thunder 87 series. That's what the TNT stands for. Of season 2. Been a good season. You know, we've had our ups and downs for sure, but you know, overall it's been a good season. We're going to have pretty stacked, I think, top 16 for sure going into next week. Yeah, ice skating. Yeah, well, I think ice skating is an understatement. I think it's more like baby oil on a aluminum floor. On that aluminum, that tile floor, linoleum floor. There we go. Linoleum, not aluminum. Linoleum. Ice skating without skates. Yeah, pretty much. That too. Well, all right. Well, we're going to have some drivers back on the lead lap here. So it looks like James Mayer, Robert DuPont going to be back on the lead lap, as well as, of course, Bubba Winningham. So 19 drivers on the lead lap. Andrew Schroeder will be the first driver a lap down, as well as Mark Mann, Harold Rothery, but all three of them one lap down. All right, pace car will make that elusive dive to the safety of pit road. That's pretty much been, well, I was going to say it's been the safest place out here tonight, but I don't think pit road's been very safe either. But here we go. I know they've had some green flag. I think we had a green flag stop out here tonight, or we almost did. Well, here we go. Green's back out once again. Lap 38. Going single file now up front. We'll see how long that lasts. Looks like 14 of Brian Elmore and the 6 of Bubba Winningham. Now, Bubba needs a solid finish out here tonight. I'm not sure exactly where he will need to finish to get in, but, oh, it looks like Shane Ward has taken his car behind the wall. Not sure what happened to Shane, but he has dropped out as well. We have lost 3 drivers. Jimmy is on pit road here. I wonder if Jimmy got the elusive pit road glitch or something. I'm not sure. Oh, watching there, we just seen the 9 of Dwayne Corbett peek down to the bottom. 21 of Nicholas Wing in tow right behind him. There's the 11 of Brent Elmore. 4 of Rick Siebrands. We haven't talked much about Rick out here tonight. Rick really doesn't have anything to lose per se, but his pride. He coming into tonight, top of the leaderboard at 318 without the drop weeks. He's pretty much locked in and ready to go. Get ready for next week. He started here tonight at 24th, currently running in 10th right now. So, Rick, of course, probably going to, try to get the best finish he can. Of course, if the potential there is to grab a win, I'm sure he'll definitely try to do it, but doesn't really have anything to gain from it per se, other than more points. But this is the regular season finale, so it's not going to help going really into the chase. Everything's going to reset. Probably. Dwayne Corbett kind of caught on the outside here. Yeah, it's coming up on Hunter Reynolds there on the bottom. Dwayne just doesn't have any help right now. I think Dwayne probably needs to, if he gets a shot at moving to the bottom, I think that's where I would go. But then again, he is definitely, he's making it work out there, though. Going back into the field just a little bit further here. We've got the lap cars here. Harold Rothery leading the lap car group here. Mark Mann, Andrew Schroeder, and Shane Ward all a lap down. But if, a yellow was to come out, Harold would be the lucky dog as long as he's not involved in it. We see James Young up front. He's led a handful of laps here, 4, possibly 5, coming up to the stripe here. It looks like Dwayne did find a spot down there on the bottom. Now Matthias Swank up top side. Only been out here now 7-8 laps, so it looks like they can go about 18 laps. Is that what I'm seeing, about 18 laps? Boy, my 10 to 15 was way off if that's the case. Hunter Reynolds. Looks like Dwayne Corbett going back down to the bottom, but it's not helping anything. He's not able to get around anybody. Well, there's the 4. That's Rick Siebrands hanging out back in, about 11th now. Vicente right up ahead of him. Joe Thompson in the 77 right up ahead of Vicente. Yeah. And, of course, cautions can play a factor into that, too, Eric. You know it as well as I do. We are watching the front group here, though. Boy, that 21 all over the tail of the 9 here. Boy, Nicholas Wing just gave the 9 a shove there. Gonna have to be careful doing that. Gabe Butler. Hunter Reynolds. Joe Thompson. You also have the 64 of Larry Johnson up here in the mix as well. James Mayer just got his lap back. Now he's got a black flag. He was out here 18 laps. So, yeah, I think 18 laps is what you can go, Eric. I really need to start writing this stuff down, you know. Yeah, it was out here 18 laps. I went ahead and wrote it down, so that way I know it for the next round. But I believe it's going to change going into the chase, so we will see what it is. We do have a yellow here, and I believe... Oh, no, Brian Elmore and Bubba Winningham, but it looks like it actually started up here with the 44 and the 14. That's Anthony English and Brian Elmore. It looks like Brian is on the bottom. Anthony is up top, and it looks like Anthony just come right down into the 14. Was not clear in that hook, the 14. That's what started everything here. And nowhere to go here. Looks like the 04. Oh, no. Looks like the 126. Also going to get a piece of it, too, of the 04. Mark Mann and Bubba had nowhere to go at all. Oh, man. So heavy damage for Bubba. Heavy damage going to be for Brian as well. Oh, Brian Elmore, he does have a fast repair. Bubba also has one as well. If they need it, we will see. So I would imagine they'll come down here. It'll be lap 49, or coming to lap 49. That's what we'll put it at. That'll be about lap 67 when they'll have to pit again. I don't know if they can save 3 laps. They might be able to save 3, but I doubt it. With that caution, That is going to be caution number 3 here. Everybody down pit road. Get that driver bar. I've got new overlay. I've just got to get with Jason Allison here over at iBog to help me with a few things on it for the series, to get everything lined up for each series. Other than that, I've got a new overlay that I will be using, and I may try to talk him into getting some point standings up in that new overlay as well. So, yeah, them wreck magnets, that work again for Bubba. Yeah, I know. Bubba not having a good night. Bubba needed a good night, and unfortunately, he's not getting it. We still got a little bit to go though. Going to be getting into that 20 laps to go here though in about a lap or two. So not this lap, but the next lap. Probably 20 to go when we get green, so we'll see. There might be 20 to go when we go green, because they are still pacing here. So, yeah, it'll be 20 to go. It'll be lap 50 here at the stripe. So, it'll be going green at 20 to go. So, that'll be about 2 laps short. I still don't know if they would be able to save. We may see some drivers try it. James Young, Steve Loving, Hunter Reynolds, Nicholas Wing, Gabe Butler, Dwayne Corbett, Anthony English, Matthias Swank, Robert DuPont, Harold Rothery is going to be our top 10 here. It'll be 20 to go when the green flag drops. No, it'll be 20 to go at the stripe. Eric, not 19. It'll be 20. It'll be 20 to go. Ooh, lemon lime Gatorade. I haven't had that in a while. Sour. Yeah, they already fueled up, did 2 caution laps. Oh man, I can still that aftertaste. Yeah. So yeah, it's gonna be close, but you know, I think we'll see some drivers try to save, you know, a couple of laps just in case. Of course, you know, yellow comes out. That's going to change everything. So we'll see what happens. But here we go. Coming into the restart zone once again. James Young, Steve Loving. Here we go. Green is out. And at the stripe, green flag. Here we go. 20 laps to go here tonight for the regular season finale. Going to be interesting to see who locks themselves in after the race completed here tonight. 27 of Loving going to drop it down to the bottom. On the outside, you're going to see Gabe Butler and Anthony English. They're going to try, and it looks like still some side draft here. We've seen that outside work Matthias Swank of the 66 also. Matthias coming in 2 tonight, tied there for the 10th spot. I think a good solid finish for the 66, and he'll be good to go. And to the stripe we go. 19 to go here, and I think James Young got that lap. He did. Barely. He did, but barely. Whoa! And it looks like they're going to try and split it, but it's not going to happen. James Young doing a very good job of guarding that front line, but he is going to burn up a lot of fuel doing that, leading the way. Of course, Anthony English on the top side, he is going to be burning off a lot of fuel too. The guys that are kind of in the draft are going to be able to save a little bit, and I don't know if they're going to be able to save enough, but they're going to be able to save some. And you may have a few back here that are not full throttle, that are just kind of riding, making sure that if they can go the distance, that they're going to save enough fuel. We will find out, though. We're going to watch the front here, though. That's exactly where we're going to be at. A battle for the lead between the 44 and the 69. Anthony has led a lap, though. He is looking to lead another lap. He actually led the first lap out here tonight. And it looks like he is going to grab that lap right there. I believe Hunter. I think Hunter might have led the first lap. I don't know. It was either Hunter or Anthony, one of the two. I know Anthony started in second. Hunter started on P1. So, you know, that was 17. That was, I don't know how many laps ago. Anyway, Anthony has led a couple of laps here. Anthony did drop it behind James Young here. Maybe he's trying to save. Now 17 to go here. They have been out here now at about 7 laps. Now that does include the caution laps too. So gonna be interesting. I want to know who is going to be trying to save and who's not. I don't think anybody up front here is saving any at all. What do you think, Eric? Do you think any of these drivers up here are saving, or do you think they're just gas pedal to the floor and go? Well, 50. I think we'll find out. Looks like Duke Conrad, Ron Walters, Jason Bird, John Spizek. And they have taken their cars behind the wall. A.J. Walker and Jimmy Reynolds is setting on pit road. They have not officially ended their night here. Shane Ward, Mark Mann, Andrew Schroeder. 3 drivers a lap down. And I think, yep, here we go. We're going to have, oh no, Dwayne Corbett. Dwayne having problems. Was able to get a woe down, but somebody cut across the grass. Oh no, I think that was Bubba. Looks like he didn't get it woe down enough, and he cut it around. Oh, Dwayne was right there too. So Bubba had to get back up on the track and not enter pit road. It would have been a black flag. I would imagine he'll be coming down. So Dwayne Corbett did get down on pit road. Here comes James Mayer off of pit road. English wing. I would imagine Bubba will be coming back down here momentarily. Here comes the 27 of Steve Loving, Robert DuPont, Larry Johnson, Rick Siebrands, Harold Rothery all down pit road. So we are going to have pit stops. Of course, you know, seeing these drivers that usually would chance it coming down, that just tells me that they can't make it. They will have to pit. So we're going to kind of watch James Young here. Dwayne Corbett went right in front of James. Almost took his nose off. Put Dwayne a lap down, but once everything cycles back through, he will be okay. He is going to be on fresher tires or not. I don't think anybody took tires. I think they just took fuel. I don't think you take tires this late into the race. I think you have to just go splash and go. Of course, we also know a caution will change everything, and it doesn't look like these guys are coming down. However, Matthias Swank is coming down. Looks like the 11 and the 14. Brett Elmore, Brian Elmore, they're down pit road. James Young still leading, though. Been out here 12 laps. Still 11 to go. I think Dwayne's sitting pretty comfortably, though, up top here, knowing that these guys are going to have to come down pit road at some point. Here comes Gabe Butler. Here comes the 26 of Hunter Reynolds down pit road for the final time. Dwayne is on the lead lap with Mark Mann now. All right, well, here comes James Young. Here comes Joe Thompson. Here comes Vicente, and James Young with a black flag speeding down pit road, entering pit road too fast. So that is going to leave Lonesome George Burns out here. He will have to track down pit road here unless he has saved enough, but I doubt it. So that would give the lead up to Anthony English. Once everything cycles back through, like Joe Thompson and Vicente coming back out, but here comes Anthony English, Nicholas Wing, Hunter Reynolds, Gabe Butler, Steve Loving, Robert DuPont, Larry Johnson, Rick Siebrands, Brent Elmore, Matthias, James, Brian, Dwayne, Mark, Shane, George Burns not coming down as of yet. It looks like he may be. Nope. He is not coming down. All right. So this is going to be 7 to go. It'll be 22 laps in total. But has George saved enough fuel? Anthony English has got a lot of company around him, though. A lot of company. Hunter Reynolds, Nicholas Wing, Gabe Butler, Joe Thompson, Loving, Vicente, Larry, Robert, Siebrands. This is the top 11 from 2nd to 11th. And with that lap, that is going to be 6 to go here. Anthony and company chewing up the time here at about 36 seconds back. Looks like 3 wide up front. Now back to 2 wide. 2 wide, 3 wide. I haven't seen no 4 wide, but they're bumping and banging up front here. Are trying to run down George Burns, but the more they race, I mean, they're really cutting into that time, though. Oh, George cannot make it. He is coming down pit road now. Anthony way to the bottom. Gabe going to the bottom in front of Anthony. George is coming back out, but here comes the leaders. Good save, Anthony. Boy, that could have been bad. Oh, into the wall. Oh, no, we're going to have a yellow. Oh, I think we're going to have a yellow. Yep, there it is, right there. There is the yellow. Oh, no. Well, let's find out. It looks like Nicholas Wing and the 64. Oh, it looks like Wing caught the wall right there, and that sent him right down. And then Nicholas bounced it off the wall here. That was right down into the 41. And bounced off the wall again, right down into the 64. Looked like some net code there, too. That shot the 64 of Larry up in the air. And it looks like the 21. I thought the 21 had it saved. It looks like he was trying to, and then right into the 64 right there. Man, all right. Well, let's go ahead and kind of rewind it here a little bit more. There's where the contact was. And, all right. Well, this is going to change everything for sure. Now, Wing is down pit road here. Looks like he is coming back out. I don't believe. Okay, yeah, he did stop. I believe we're going to be under a GWC attempt here as well. This is going to be the first attempt. They only get 2 of them. And I am honestly shocked they are coming down pit road. I'm honestly shocked. Now, Vicente is not coming down. Looks like Vicente went ahead and stayed out. Looks like we've had several other ones not coming down. James Mayer, Matthias, Brian, Mark, Harold. These guys did not come down pit road, so gonna be interesting. All right, this will be a GWC attempt. So GWC attempt number 1 of 2 coming up here. The OP Racing TNT Series. Season 2, round 10 here at Talladega, the regular season finale. And it looks like Wing got a black flag for something. I don't know what, but for something. So Vicente, Matthias, James, Brian, Mark, Harold, Gabe, Hunter, Larry, Joe, Anthony, Steve, Robert, Brent, Rick, George, Dwayne, Bubba, Nicholas, and James Young. That is going to be the top 20 on the lead lap. Now that is going to put our lonesome one lap car here. Now we've got 2. But Shane Ward is the only driver 1 lap down. Now Andrew Schroeder is 2 laps down. So GWC attempt coming up here the next time by. Lights should go off of the pace car here. And yep, lights are off. All right, well, here we go. It's the final countdown. Do 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 do. They're used to it. I mean, I always could have said it's the final brain cell. I don't monetize my videos anyway, so it don't really matter. All right, here we go, folks. Now remember, got to go on green at all times. Can't jump it. Now they may get the green a little bit before I do, but usually it's like a split second. All right, well, 17 of you still tuning in. 4 likes. Smash that like button out there if you haven't done so already. Again, appreciate everybody out there tuning in. I know we probably got a lot more than 17 watching. There may be multiple people watching in one stream. So, you know, we do appreciate everybody out there. Here we go, though. GWC attempt coming up here. 1 of 2 into the start zone once again. And there we go. GWC attempt number 1 underway. This is where things get crazy. We're going to see 3 wide, possibly 4 wide. Would not rule it out at all. As we get up toward the front. Oh, we got Bubba. Oh, no, we got Larry going off. No! Larry off the track. Oh, no, heavy damage. Out of turn number 4, we do not have a yellow. White flag in the air. 1 more time around. Here we go, folks. Whatever happens now happens. Vicente Guerrero, James Mayer, James getting the daylights pushed out of him there on the bottom by the 77 of Joe Thompson. And a good run there by James Mayer. Out of turn number 4, James is going to have to block the line. He is going to have to block it. Coming into the stripe, who is it going to be? Watch Gabe on the outside. I don't even know who won. I think Joe Thompson won. The 77 of Joe Thompson. We are going to go back and look at this because that was close. James was right in the middle. He just did not have the help. Dwayne Corbett was coming, but just could not get up there. And to the strap, oh, that just sucked the 95 back. And right there, it is going to be Joe Thompson bringing it home into victory lane. Good comeback, though, by the 95 of James Mayer here. And grabbing a P3 here tonight. Deals on Wheels Automotive, Joe Thompson with the win. Awesome job, Joe. All right, well, with that win, of course, I think he was good to go coming into tonight anyway. But with that win, that's definitely going to help him. We'll get the top 3 up here for the MaxspeedTV post-race show. Hang tight, folks. We'll be right back. Well, alrighty, folks. Well, I have caught up with our top 3 here tonight. And, you know, I got to say, James really, I think James needed it. But we'll talk to him about it. James Mayer grabbing a P3 out here tonight. Great comeback, James. I know you had to fight every single bit of it out there, man. It was crazy. Talk about it, buddy. I mean, the bumper cars out there here tonight. Pit stops were crazy, and you know, turn 2 was ridiculous. So we got to hear from you.
Yeah, bunch of trouble off turn 2 tonight. People getting that wall. We got caught up in one. Got a penalty for sliding down to the pits. Bit ourselves, you know, the next pit stop with a speeding penalty.
Yeah.
Took a gamble there at the end, staying out, no tires versus people with 2 or 4 tires. So I'm happy to get a 3rd place because I thought for sure they were gonna just blow by us like we were sitting still.
Yeah, and you know, you needed to do something. You know, I'm gonna, you know, real quickly pull up, you know, with the drop weeks, because I know things are gonna change, you know, after tonight's finish. So, you know, with the drop weeks, you were outside of the cut by 19 points. I don't know where it's gonna stack up now, but you know, this finish, you needed this.
Yeah, I needed a good finish. You know, I missed a bunch of Thursdays this season, so yeah, we'll take all the points we can get. But overall, good race, you know, and you know, shout out to those guys for let me hang on to it out of 4 there and and not just dump me because it would have been well deserved because
Well, you
I was trying to make this car as wide as I could.
Yeah, you had help coming, but there was just not enough track left. I know Dwayne Corbett was coming right up the middle. And he was coming right
Yeah.
up behind you. So, I think if Dwayne would have been able to get up there to you a little bit sooner, man, it would have been a dogfight to the finish. But hey, you can't complain. Third place out here tonight. Good points night for you. Like I said, I don't know how it's going to stack up. Going into next week, but I don't even know. I don't even think the points are. I don't even think they've even done them yet. But
Yeah, I'm sure it'll take a little bit.
yeah, but let's say you're in. Let's say you're in the top 16 in the chase. What do you were hoping for? I know it's just 4 races, and you got to get all the points you can.
Yeah, I mean that'll be the goal. Max points. Get as many as you can, and uh, it's easier said than done though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it looks like the first race is going to be at the 08 of Daytona, so yeah, not an easy track.
No, that one's not as easy, but probably better in these cars than any other car. So, but I guess we'll see how that one goes.
Yeah, I guess we'll find out, buddy. Well, awesome job out here tonight, man. Grabbing a P3 here for the regular season finale, bud. Good finish. We'll see how it all stacks up going into next week, bud. I know you got a few final thoughts, shout-outs, things you want to give before you go celebrate your 3rd place, so I'll turn it back over to you.
Yeah, as always, you got to shout out to the guys behind the scene that put these things together, keep this league, keep the wheels moving on it. So shout out to those guys. I know it's probably a thankless effort they're putting in. I'm sure it's more work than anybody knows. So, as always, a shout out to those guys. You guys up in the booth put on a show, and everybody out there that's watching, we appreciate it.
All righty, James. Well, go have some more of those red hot Franks, that red hot sauce out there here tonight. Of course, get ready for next week. Regardless if you're in it or not, man, we hope to see you out here racing and burning it up and taking away some points, because that's where it makes things interesting. So,
if I'm not working, I'll be here.
All righty, buddy. We'll go celebrate your P3 out here tonight. We'll see you next week, hopefully.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you, bud. All right, well, that is going to bring us up here to our P2 finisher here tonight. Now, this is one of the guys that was already pretty much locked in mathematically. We all know him, the 88 of Gabe Butler out here tonight. Gabe, I mean, you led 16 laps. You started 3rd. You had a really clean car out there here tonight. 0 incidents. Didn't even have, to use your fast repair. I mean, overall for you, it was a great race. I know you really didn't have anything to lose coming into tonight. Mathematically, already pretty much locked into the chase format going into next week. But you also was out here trying to help out some people as well, and maybe just shake up the the chase a little bit going into next week. Talk about the race out here tonight, and we got to talk about pit road incidents and the wrecks out of 2. But talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good race for us tonight. I mean, we were running with Jimmy and Dude. I think I don't know what happened to Dude there, but I think they got trapped a lap down initially, and then Jimmy had an issue where he had that iRacing glitch. He got stuck in the pits, so he never could recover from that. So it was me and Hunter trying to control as much as we could, and we were batting around tire strategies and all that good stuff. And then that last run there, we took right sides. We didn't lose too much track position, but then coming into 3, I was right behind Hunter, and he floated up, and I wasn't quite sure if I was clear or not. And plus, Rick was behind me, and I felt if I had moved up behind Hunter, I might have wrecked him. And so I got pushed on through the middle, and it was kind of beating and banging there. It was kind of fun, but I just feel bad for Hunter that he kind of got hung out to dry. But I mean, he ended up P8, which wasn't terrible, and we got a P2 out of it. So good night overall.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great race. I mean, we had a handful of yellows and some hiccups, major hiccups on coming into pit road, and that just goes to show these cars and the caliber of what it takes to get get it safely on pit road. I'm not saying, bad drivers, but these cars are a beast, and you got to get them slowed down. And if you slow them down too much or you get too hard on the brakes, they'll slide, they'll lock up. They won't turn, and it's just mayhem on pit road.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, this car is a heavy car, and back then they didn't have the advancement of the big heavy duty brakes. I mean, they had racing brakes and rotors and all that good stuff, but not as advanced as they are now. So, yeah, this car just doesn't want to stop. So really, what myself and Hunter were doing was we were really, as we were coming out of 4 and making sure there was nobody behind us, we were actually slowing down on the track, which, that's kind of a big no-no, but if there's nobody behind you, then you're okay to do that.
Yeah.
And it really helped a ton. And we had good pit stops tonight, and worked out for us. So, yeah, I mean,
Well,
I feel bad for Hunter there, got hung out. But like I said, he ended up finishing P8. We had a P2, so good night overall.
yeah, definitely. So, well, get ready for the chase because it starts next week. You are going to be one of the drivers going into that, man. Of course, it's all about points. You got to get, you got to be at the top of the board, at the end of the 4 races. And we start at the 08 of Daytona, bumpy Daytona. How do you feel about it? Going into it, race 1, bumpy track, these cars, that's going to set the tone, I believe. What do you think about it?
Well, it's definitely going to set the tone, but I think I've said this to you before. It's sometimes you love that track and sometimes you hate it. So hopefully next week I'll love it, but we'll see.
We'll see what happens. Yeah, definitely. So, well, get your game hat on, get your race hat on, your helmet on, your thinking cap on, whatever it takes, because, the big battle actually starts next week. But awesome job out here tonight, grabbing a P2 finish, man. Any final thoughts, shout-outs, thanks you want to give before you go celebrate your P2?
Yeah, big shout out to you for doing the broadcast, brother. We all appreciate it. It's fun to go back and listen to you stepping on your toe every second lap. And Hunter, Jimmy, dude, and then we had Eric in there hanging out with us while he's recovering from his cataract surgery. So it's good to have Eric back in there hanging out.
Yeah, good deal. Yeah, hopefully he's doing all right and, able to see,
Barely.
yeah, over time. So, I'll take it back up there, but awesome job out here tonight in the P2, buddy. Get ready, get set, and get ready to go next week, buddy. Awesome job.
Thank you, man, and congratulations to Joe on the win and James getting P3.
All righty, buddy. Well, go celebrate your P2 out here tonight. We'll see you next week, bud.
See you, man.
See you, bud. All right, well, that is going to bring us to our winner here tonight. And like Gabe, I think the deal's on Will's Automotive Machine mathematically locked in going into next week. But what a way to solidify it, Joe. I mean, you coming out here, you led the most important lap, the last lap.
That's right. Yep.
We'll talk about the start out here tonight. You started toward the back, 23rd. You didn't really rush any of the issues out here tonight. You did what you had to do. You kept the car clean, really clean. 0 incidents. You didn't have, to use a fast repair at all any out here tonight. So, you had a really, really outstanding race overall, and right spot at the right time, buddy. Talk about it.
Yeah, I just do like I normally do, start in the back and try to save a set of tires. I didn't take mine until the second pit stop, and that way I had an extra set for the end, and that really came in because I went ahead and took 4, and I think I was the first one on 4 tires. I know Gabe was on 2, and James I don't think took any, and so it's trying not to wreck him going down the back stretch or anything, because I was pushing on him pretty hard. I knew I had to give him a good shove into 3, but he did a good job holding on to it. And then when we got clear, I was going to go high, and he came back up, and same thing. I didn't want to get into him too hard, so I came back down low and was able to get inside and just had a good clean 4-wide finish.
Yeah, I know once you came back down, after that last, I would say a block, but you did what you had to do to keep it, pretty, civil. You went back down low. So once you came back down low, James stayed middle. Gabe was up there on the high side, and it was like a tank. James, he just started to roll back. He couldn't get nothing off of you or Gabe at all.
Yeah, I think it was just those old tires. He just didn't have the momentum.
And that's a possibility. And that
coming
is
coming off the turns is entering and coming out is where the tires really matter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely so. Well, you did what you had to do. You pulled it out victorious out here tonight, buddy. Awesome job grabbing the win. Of course, mathematically, locked into the chase next week. Of course, this is definitely going to solidify it for sure. But, next week is where it really starts now for the chase drivers. It's all about maximizing the points. And you got to be at the top at the end of the championship night, round number 4. So, although it starts next week, it is the 08 of Daytona. How do you tackle a track like 08 of Daytona with these cars to get the maximum amount of points that you can?
Well, these things are definitely at 08 a handful. It depends on, the weather here tonight. The track temp was up in about 108, 109 to begin with, and so it's pretty slick out there. But as the race went on, it cooled down a little bit. But it just depends on the weather next week, how the track will handle. And, my plan will just be to start in the back and try to maximize. I think I got all the points tonight except for the fast lap. So that's my plan, is just ride in the back and let the carnage happen and then try to be there at the end.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you got to do, buddy. Of course, it all starts next week for you guys, the top 16. We'll find out who it is here in just a second. And, we know you and we know Gabe and a few others that are locked in, but I'll look at it here in just a second.
Yeah, and I almost didn't make it tonight. I had a lot longer day at work today than I usually have.
Oh, wow.
And so I was pretty tired, and I was actually thinking about, well, I'm locked in. I thought, I might just skip it. And then I thought, nah, I'm going to run. So I'm glad I did that.
But yeah, probably a good thing you did, because, look where you're at.
Yeah,
yeah.
This is my first OP win. This first year I've run with these guys, in this league. So this first win.
First win, and it came at the last race of the regular season of season 2. So, and on MaxspeedTV at that. So,
That's right. Yeah.
So, awesome win, awesome job overall out here tonight, Joe, buddy. I'm not going to keep you any longer, man. Any, final thought, shout out, thanks you want to get before you go celebrate your victory?
Yeah, just thanks to the OP League. They put on a great product, and that's a lot of fun in these races. And of course, thanks to you for the great job you do broadcasting every week. And thanks to Jesse and all of his boys at Deals on Wheels. And my girlfriend for letting me do this, not complaining too much. So.
That's always a good thing, right?
That's what, yeah.
Because once that starts, it's like, I guess I got to give it up,
I brought her supper on the way home from work, so that smoothed things over.
Oh, okay, yeah, that helped. All righty, Joe, we'll go celebrate your first victory out here tonight for OP, and get ready for the chase, buddy, because it starts next week, man.
All right, buddy. Thanks a lot. We'll see you next week.
Thank you, bud. All right, well, that is Joe Thompson, our winner out here tonight. Now, let me look here and see if they have been updated. They have been updated. Now, I don't know if this is confirmed or not, but from what I am looking at, it looks like we have our top 16. So we will start. But we'll start with who we know is locked in. So, and these are going to go in order. So Rick Siebrands, Joe Thompson, Gabe Butler, Anthony English, Steve Loving, Mark Mann, Jason Berg, Dwayne Corbett, Vicente Matthias. That is the top 10. That is locked in for sure. 11 through 16. Nicholas Wing, Larry Johnson, Brian Elmore, Brett Elmore, Shane Ward, and your final top 16 driver, let me refresh it one more time, is going to be Bubba Winningham. That is your top 16. That is the drivers that is going to fight starting next week for the Season 2 championship. If anything changes, of course, we will let you know. But that is where we sit at right now. And it looks like James Mayer did miss it by 2 points, unfortunately. Man. Well, all right. Well, that is your top 16, folks. And it is all going to start next week. Going to be an interesting fight, for sure. All right, well, let's get down here to the official results here this evening. Joe Thompson grabbed the win out here tonight, his first OP win ever, because this is his first season with these guys. So awesome job. Joe Thompson on the win. Gabe Butler there in second. James Mayer in third. Steve Loving in fourth. Dwayne Corbett fifth. Anthony English in sixth. Rick Siebrands in seventh. Hunter Reynolds in eighth. Robert DuPont ninth. Matthias Swing 10th. Mark Mann at 11th. Nicholas Wing 12th. George Burns 13th. James Young 14th. Bubba Winningham 15th. Brent Elmore 16th. Vicente Guerrero 17th. Harold Rothery at 18th. Brian Elmore 19th. And Shade Ward 20th. And Larry Johnson 21st. Andrew Schroeder 22nd. Joseph Holder 23rd. Duke Conrad 24th. Ron Walters 25th. AJ Walker 26th. Jason Berg, 27th. John Spizek, 28th. Jimmy Reynolds, 29th. And Eric Laurie did not start here tonight. But again, our winner out here tonight, the 77 of Joe Thompson, grabbing his first victory here with OP tonight. But that is going to do it for the regular season for the OP TNT 87 series. It all starts next week with the 08 of Daytona for round number 1 of the 4-race championship. Gonna be an interesting fight for sure. But of course, we'll be off tomorrow night. Back in action Saturday with the OP Super Speedway Unlimited Series. I had a brain fart there. The OP Super Speedway Unlimited Series right here on MaxspeedTV, depending on the weather. I think we're supposed to have some more storms Saturday, so we'll see. But, yeah, we'll take it a day at a time. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in out here tonight. Until next time, stay safe. Thank you all, and have a good night.